Okay.
We are green and greener.
Yes. After having woken me up from my sleep and recirculating my blood by talking to me.
Recirculating. More
Yes.
like making your blood boil, but yeah.
No. We had a nice chit chat before the episode to get the spirits up and running, and now the spirits are up and running.
They are more running than up, they are more down, but they're coming back up. It's
Yes. So
like OS after reboot after the installation of the updates.
yes. So, anyways, welcome to the ThatITShow. I hope that you had a nice weekend. You had a nice week. It's Friday, supposedly.
Supposedly.
And what are we up to, Vedrane?
We are talking about my stupid idea, which might become a production ready stupid idea to run the local LLMs and AI
Okay.
tools and whatnot. I have a particular reason why, but let's roll the intro and then have a chat. Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about NVIDIA DGX Spark.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I think it
No, no,
was
no. And let me finish this sentence.
okay.
Probably the wrongest thing that you're going to do in the next year.
Maybe not. I'm still on the fence. Basically, I think it was 2 weeks ago or so. We had a chat in our chat group with our colleagues, in which I mentioned that I'm seriously considering buying NVIDIA DGX Spark because I like the footprint, the idea. Generally speaking, some of the performance reviews weren't the best and whatnot, but for a local platform that doesn't consume kilowatts and kilowatts of power and is basically something that you can stick in your backpack and carry around, I considered it to be a worthwhile investment into something that I'm working on and I want to work on and want to continue working on, which doesn't necessarily require outright performance. It's more of being able to run some, let's say, bigger models and work and interact with bigger files. I have a customer that works with a lot of tech documentation. They're local here. They are expanding into the European market, and they are working with their way through their documentation for their products. And they want to, um, have a little bit of a play with translation, with let's say error corrections. They want to work with stuff related to technical reviews of their documentation for the products that they are selling, their hardware products that they are selling. They want to invest into a part of the market which I'm less than familiar with, and with a couple of languages that I am uh, more or less familiar with, but still not with the market itself. So for me, because it's a project that is coming up in a couple of months, I was thinking about going that way. And they already gave me some documentation, which is less than publicly available, to go through. And I realized the value of something like an LLM that can speak the language. If the documentation is written properly, a lot of stuff can be done with today's models. The problem being that I cannot, because of the NDA that I have with the customer, I cannot put those documents in a public LLM or something. I want to be able to carry it around with me if I travel and whatnot, because there will be traveling involved maybe in the future. So that was my starting point. And then in the chat on that very day, Yasmin, in his eternally unequivocally funny spirit that he has, uh, gave me a proper intellectual spanking because he considers this product not to be up to the performance standard and whatnot of some other products like Mac Studio and, of course, custom built PCs, which I'm aware of. And he also has a benefit of knowing more than a few people in the biz who already have DGX Spark, who have Mac Studios available, who've done their due diligence and checked through the performance data of it and reported back. And I've seen some of these reports, and Jasper also sent me some numbers and whatnot. So that I'm now, let's say, up to a point where I'm quite well informed in terms of what I could expect versus what not. The opposite route that I was considering yesterday and uh, a couple of days ago when I had a little bit of time to think about it was to actually take my current PC, which has two old NVIDIA 1 series cards, so 1080. Uh, there are two of them in the PC. I was considering throwing them out and installing at least one 5090 or something like that. But long run, I think I'm going to end up in a problem with video memory there, which is one of the strengths of DGX Spark, albeit a little bit more latent and not as fast. I would have considered to put, for example, two, let's say 5080s or something like that in for the very similar price range. But then I also have to, change the power supply, and I was quite vocal in more than a few episodes that we did in terms of not wanting to go to 12 uh, power supply connectors for a variety of reasons that are very well known. So, I'm still stuck a little bit in the loop between those two things, and I am going to decide rather soon what to do because I have to start working with this a little bit at least so that I kind of get familiar with it and whatnot. And the second part of the story is going to be the software platform, which you are probably more familiar than I am. I like the DGX way, by the way. It has a pretty easy to use UI from what I can see in the reviews. Still haven't had a chance to play with the product at all. But, remains to be seen. It's not like uh, I've made the decision that is set in stone. So that's the intro.
Okay, it has been quite an intro. The thing is that
Intro after the intro.
yes, but when I was talking to you, when you were trying to come up with the idea and the solution to the your local problem, I am, and I still am, quite skeptical. The thing is that although the Spark is a good machine from every perspective, it has a huge amount of memory. It's unified memory, so it's quick. It can be shared across the cores. There's a huge number of cores. The actual number of tokens that can be done is higher than anything else on the market right now in this price bracket. Because if you have more money, you can obviously buy quicker things, but it's going to be much more money. But the
Yes.
thing is that from everything that I've ever seen, the if you are willing to spend double the amount basically, the performance that you're going to get from Mac Studio right now is probably better. The only thing that is right now a problem is that the Spark is the only platform right now that supports FE4. So,
There's another
and
problem, and it's a big one.
yes, this is one thing. And the only thing that I have to say against Spark right now is that this is the first generation of whatever NVIDIA is doing, and I have never been, and never going to be comfortable with NVIDIA first generation anything.
Or anything first generation.
Yes, but the first generation of something like this, which is highly susceptible to a huge number of problems. Power problems. People have already said that there is a huge problem with the platform itself being unstable and not being able to use the whole power available because it is unable to use more than 100 watts, which is, I'm going to say, stupid. I'm waiting to see what is going to become of that. But the thing is that the first generation of anything is a problem. First generation of NVIDIA is a problem. First generation of all NVIDIA products have suffered from some mostly major problems. Remember the main reason that you're not using the power connector, that is the power connector for the cards. They still haven't
Yes.
fixed it, and they had a huge number of problems, and the power connector came with the cards that were basically in the same price range as the Spark is right now. So we are talking about premium models or premium devices. On the other hand, what I try to do with I have a 3090 with 24 gigs of RAM, and I must say that I'm not that disappointed with what I can do locally with smaller models. The only problem is that you need a huge amount of memory to fit the bigger models, but the bigger models are much better at inference. So if you want to actually do something with your documents, and you want to be able to do these somethings with your documents in a, let's say, a fluid way, because I'm not going to say that it cannot be done, but if you want fluidity, you probably want to have something like Spark, because you need that 128 gigs of RAM. You actually need to be able to put everything in the memory. Mac Studio is close. It also has unified memory. It can be populated to have 96 gigs. And I'm still out there. I'm not sure if this is going to be the solution. And from my perspective, I would wait. But on the other hand, why wait? It's not that huge amount of money.
The second problem that I have with Mac Studio, and I think it's a big one, it is not CUDA compatible.
It's not
CUDA compatible.
Yes. This is another problem, because it's not going to be able to run anything that you that is currently. I'm looking for a word attractive. Right now, we are not only talking about the hardware that is able to actually support the functionality that you are requiring, but also the hardware that is so ubiquitous on the market that everybody is writing models and solutions for it. If you don't have CUDA, it could and it is going to be a problem. I know that when I'm using local LLMs, I'm usually using either AI Studio or Olama or Ollama, whatever you call it. But the thing is that it is so easy to use and so easy to put up that I'm not even thinking about it. And having the solution that is going to be more complicated to put up with, since it is going to require probably some sort of annoyingly Mac-like solution. I don't think that this is going to work.
Okay, and the memory problem is actually worthwhile to discuss a little bit, because generally speaking, a lot of articles that I've read they all kind of conclude that having less than, let's say, 48 gigabytes of VRAM for larger models is just not going to work. Which means that if you want to have 48 gigabytes, that's 5080 Super times 2.
Okay.
5090 is 32 gigs, if I remember correctly. And no sane person is going to buy two of those, because the price is just insane, like 3,000 euros or something like that, maybe even more. Having this unified memory, albeit at a lower speed and whatnot, might make it worthwhile a little bit more longer term. Let's call it that way, because everything else that you might consider, so the all of the B series and whatnot, insanely expensive chips, or even A6000 or whatever you want to look at, they're just way too expensive for the stuff that you and I would probably want to do.
The thing is that if we even go the road that I'm currently thinking about going, so let's say something cheaper. So, for example, 3090 with 24 gigs. So, in order to get your 48, you actually need two. This is something like 3,000 euros.
Yeah.
Okay, it's less than this right now, but from what I've seen and from what I heard, it's basically unobtainable in that price. So the thing is that you can count with 3,000 euros, and this is the price of the Spark. So Spark is the thing is that this is not a solution for everything. I also I also see a future where this is going to be a solution that is going to be short-lived, because the Spark itself was it was announced almost a year and a half ago,
Okay.
and I truly expect that they're going to announce the successor in the next 6 months or so.
That's always going to happen.
Yes, but it's always going to happen. But in this particular field, a successor is going to be much quicker. So people are going to develop models for it. And the only saving grace right now for the Spark is that there is not enough units on the market for people to go wild on the model size. So right now, the model size is more or less suited to people who have 24 or 48 gigs of video RAM. And when you're talking about the home market, so locally run
Hmm.
LLMs, because to be completely honest, people, unless they are actually doing something like you do, so having a solution that needs to be local, people are more or less inclined to just say, okay, duck it, we are going to just go with the cloud solution, pay for the tokens
Whatever.
that is going to be it, because the AI has dropped in price so much that it is not a financial burden anymore. If you don't require to be locally stored
Hmm.
your solutions or your tokens or your inference data, basically you can do it on the cheap. You don't require that much money. You don't require that much setup, because the setup
Hmm.
is also part of it.
Yeah.
Um, because the thing that we haven't yet spoken about is that what you are trying to do, you are trying to create a local solution that is going to be more or less business critical for people. And what is your redundancy practice?
Well, you have to give me a couple of 3090s. You have them.
No, 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 no. But if you are doing a failover cluster, you're going to go with two
Yeah,
Sparks
no,
at
this is
least.
just for me. This is just for me, or better, this is just for me and for you and a couple of us. This was the
Yes, but
discussion.
but the thing is that the future that I can see is that we are not going to need it. The same thing happened to me when I was dealing with high speed internet. Um, as
Okay.
soon as the high speed internet came into Croatia, and we stopped being dependent on ISDN and slow ADSL, suddenly the price of the internet went so down that it didn't make any sense to have a slower internet at the max speed.
Okay.
Right now, or for the last 4 or 5 years, both you and me have a gigabit connection to the internet.
Mm-mm.
And
2 gigabit.
okay, you have 2 gigabit, but you're failing to use it. But
No, I'm
uh,
not.
okay, okay,
I
okay, okay, okay.
upgraded.
Let me not go through what is the actual bandwidth usage average for your solution at
You
home.
have no idea what it is, so you can go over it as much as you want. But I do
No, no, but
have a.
the thing is that I highly doubt that you have more than 3 or 4% of average across the month.
Yeah, you're completely correct, but that's not important. What's important is that when I upload the videos, it's much faster.
Okay, 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 okay. But because the yes, but I'm going
Because
to trade.
it didn't cost me anything else more. It still cost the same amount of money as the gig connection. Yes, I upgraded the firewall and the switches, but I was about to do that anyway, so it's a business expense.
Okay, but let's quickly talk about uh, the way that you think, since you actually upgraded the 40 Fortinet firewall using the 2 gig. It's a 10G probably then,
Yes, Benji.
and this is something that I would never do.
Why not?
I simply gave up on Fortinet for some reason or the other. I'm not willing to keep up with their prices and the way that they are selling stuff, and it's just that I have no reason to go to that high. Right now, I'm using
That's
Ubiquiti
okay.
gateways, and they are working spectacularly good.
Hmm.
So I'm not going to switch over. And as I said, the problem with 14 is that it is too expensive when it comes to 10G.
It is. Yeah, I did have to pay quite a bit more money, but on the other hand, I have 140 that's sitting, you know, on a side collecting dust. So I'm going to try to sell it and recoup some of the investment. That being said, if nothing else, the setup was 5 minutes.
But that's another thing. I know that it works, but let's go back to the inference and the LLM. So the point that I was trying to make is that when the technology reached maturity in such a way that it was available to everybody, it suddenly dropped in price so much that it didn't make any sense to save money on it. And this
Tako,
the
dakle.
same thing is happening with the LLMs.
Mhm.
Right now, there is if you haven't seen it, go and look at Kiwi K2. It's a new model that is quite quicker than the GPT-5. And the thing is that it is quite less expensive than GPT-5. And this is the important part. Because
Okay.
when you are using the cloud solutions and when you're using, you're paying for tokens, it being less expensive means that it's actually usable. The solution in GitHub that I'm using, the GitHub solution suddenly switched. They are no longer limited to only using the ChatGPT
Mhm.
or the Copilot solution with the GPT 4.1. They have they gave the users the ability to use ChatGPT 5, Gemini, Claude, and so on and so on and so on. So everybody is basically creating solutions that are getting cheaper and cheaper and much more usable and much more powerful than they were before.
Okay.
And this is the thing that I wanted to point out as a thing. The only market for the Spark is the people like you who are not able to use the cloud solutions. And this
I,
is going to restrict the amount of people who are going to actually use them.
I wouldn't use the cloud solution even if I could.
Okay.
I just wouldn't. Costs way too much money.
Um. Okay. We could disagree on that, but we'll leave it for another episode because I
I mean,
realized.
my point was not related to subscriptions, if that's what you wanted to talk about, but about the same use case. Having something that's mine in the cloud.
Yes, that's a big problem. That's a big problem, and this is a problem that cannot be solved.
Hmm.
But the thing is that when you are thinking about solutions, you can either go with Spark,
Hmm.
you can go with a solution that's going to require you either a extremely expensive card, like the 6,000, sorry, series card,
Hmm.
RTX 6000s, um, or you can use the local cards, so
Hmm.
3090, 5090, whatever. Or the only viable thing that you can actually do is what? Cloud.
Yeah. Okay.
So the either you go with the Spark, you go with something like a local card, or you do, I don't know, some other inference model. I cannot, for the love of me, I cannot remember any of those that don't cost that much money. And this is it basically. You can do it on the cheapish, but the cheapish is still going to be more expensive than the Spark. And now I see, when I think about it, and this is the reason why I'm stuttering a bit, is because I came to realize while we were talking that the Spark is not uh, that much breaking technology for the reason of the technology itself. Is the breaking part is the price, because they have priced it in such a way that it actually makes sense for people to buy it.
Especially for developers, by the way. But it's a little bit more than what you mentioned earlier. I think it's around 4,000 euros in the shops that have them. That's the price that I saw.
Okay.
which still might be a little bit too much. What do you think? Two 3090s with 24 gigs or that? Because two
That
times for
because the
3090s are going to be substantially cheaper. I've seen, let's see, I've seen 3090s for 1,300 euros, something like that, times two, 2,600, even with shipping 27 versus 4,000. That's one
yes,
first.
but 700 watts of power draw
I know.
enormous amount of noise, and the requirement to actually have a pretty beefy PC to run it.
Yep. Let's
This
say
is
that.
this
Let's say that I have that.
okay, but you still need it to have it 24/7. So it is going to be a huge draw on the power, and it is not going to be quicker.
You don't think so?
No. I think it's going to be on par with the solution, but it's not going to be quicker. So from what I saw, it's out there, but it is not quicker than the Spark itself. And as I said, it wastes a lot of energy, and also that solution is not that good because of the FE4, because of the lack of availability of different things that the cards themselves have a problem with. For example, you need not only the power, you also need the cooling.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to create a huge amount of noise, and you're going to be creating a huge amount of heat.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to somewhere to run it on,
Yeah,
because you, more or less.
I was thinking about leaving that with you, of course, so that you can pay for the power.
Oh, okay, but no. We have the you have your clients, so they can do it.
Correct. That's also true.
Yes, but the thing is that I'm not that much against Spark anymore.
Really, yeah, I've noticed that you're almost like putting it on the I'm going to do it, column,
No. But the thing is that
or you
I
just
don't.
want to have the experience of me paying for it and then you mocking me about it.
No, this is going to happen anyways. But the thing is that if not for that, I can just draw a guitar that you bought, so and mock you about it. But the thing is that the Spark itself is probably going to get better as people actually learn how to use it, and also the Spark itself is going to get better when people go through the first generation of Sparks.
Okay,
Because NVIDIA is going to be inevitably is going to change the way the Spark is being assembled, the way it works, and so on. They're going to solve the problems that it has currently right now. So this is the solution that could conceivably get better.
which
3090 is
problems,
a
by the way?
solution that is also already mature, so it's not going to change.
Hmm. By the way, which problems?
Which with the Spark.
Yes.
The thing that people were also mentioning is that the ability to combine more than one Spark into a solution is not that great.
Okay. Not care. I just want one. But point taken.
Yes,
That is
yes,
something that a lot of people might dislike that.
this is one thing, and the other thing is that the major thing that I saw was the power problem. But as I said, it requires more research. It's not that I can just go and say, okay, I'm going to believe whatever is written on the internet.
Really? Since when?
Just a side quest that I did in the meantime. Ubiquiti Cloud Gateway Max 2.5G connection is 185 euros.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. I paid 2,500 euros for my 40. I
Yes,
don't know.
I know. This is the problem
With
they have
the
with 40.
license. With the
Yes,
license.
I know, but this is the problem they have with 40.
Yeah, I don't think that's way too much for what I got, by the way. But yes, I take your point. Is that a
Okay,
cat?
and anyways, do we have anything else to say about the Spark? Please, try to convince me that this is a good idea to do.
I have to seriously consider the way in which I'm going to connect uh, storage to it, because
Yes,
I will obviously need some more storage for it. So USB-C or whatnot is going to become a necessity as well. I don't remember how big of an SSD does it come with.
I
Not
think 4 terabytes.
Well, that might just be enough for the stuff that I do.
There are a couple of editions. I think the Founders edition is 4 terabytes, and I don't know about the others.
Let's check.
But the thing is that in this point in time, you are not caring about which editions and how much memory do you have available. You are caring about what is available on the market right now.
Yeah, 4 terabytes or 1 terabyte. 1 or 4. That's it.
Yes, but the thing is that this is going to be, and this is going to be a big problem. This is going to be a pretty exclusive device for a while, and
Okay.
I want to see what the software development part of it is going to be.
You do realize that there will be others, board partners like Asus and whatnot, who work with NVIDIA. They are going to have their own versions as well.
Yes, but what are they waiting for? This has been on the market for at least a year.
DGX Spark is new.
No,
Complete.
DGX Spark was conceived and introduced.
Yeah, I know, but it just recently came to the stores.
Yes, it came to the stores recently, but it was announced more than a
More
year
than a
ago,
year
I
ago.
think.
Yeah, I know that.
And I was hoping that somebody else is going to do something. But on the other hand, who? AMD. Let's be real.
You're so
But
cool.
yes, but the thing is that AMD, for their part, actually introduced something that could be groundbreaking.
Okay.
They introduced the integrated GPU inside their own CPUs
Hmm.
that they considered, and that are obviously, from what everybody saw, that are quicker than almost all of the mid-range GPUs on the market.
Okay.
So what they're basically trying to
Strix
sell us,
Halo, or are we talking Strix Halo,
I don't
or
know, I didn't know the name because I didn't remember it. I was reading it. I was keep reading it a couple of days ago. But the thing was that what they are proposing is that we are going to be buying integrated CPUs with GPUs that are going to be quicker than the today's high-end CPUs with a mid-range GPU
okay?
for less of a price.
Okay, sounds
So
good.
they're trying to corner another part of the market because obviously the AI is right now not their forte.
No.
But we'll see. We'll see what is going to happen because right now, um, I must say that I'm confused when it comes to the hardware market.
Okay.
I have zero idea what is going to happen next because we have lost the usual cadence of uh, there is going to be a 50-90, then 50-70, then 50-60, then 60-90, then 60-70, then 60-60, and so on.
Mhm.
Instead, we have AI models, we have non-AI models, we have quicker, slower, mid-range AI models, more cores, less cores, and so on. But we have lost the usual um, introduction of a new model every year, introduction of a new video card every year, new generation of every year, and so on.
Okay.
Both Intel and AMD failed to try introducing new models. And right now we are just in the middle of nobody knows what is going to happen next.
Okay. Yeah, that's been happening for a while. So what's new about that?
Yes, but it has been obvious for the last year or two, and now I must say that, as I said, I'm a little bit confused on what is on the market, what is going to be on the market.
Okay, I understand that. Do you want to?
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that we completely failed to create any sort of a discussion about this
Yeah,
because more or
because you
less
you actually passed to my side of the fence.
yes,
This doesn't
I,
work. For the
yes,
next episode, we have to fight.
no. In the next episode, we have to do something. I'm even thinking about scrapping this thing and coming from the getting from the start.
No,
I'm just going to take no. I'm just going to take a different stance.
no.
So, for example, H200 or bust.
No. Just a
But
simple, very, very clear no.
did you consider to buy H200?
Did you check the price?
As I said, did you consider to buy the H200?
Yes, I did.
Because it says here that 8 times H200 is measly 300k dollars.
As I was saying, are you insane?
But it's 1.1 terabyte of video RAM.
Yeah, and starting price $40,000. If you can
But
get one, which you can't.
okay, let me see. Baseboard 8 H200 liquid cooled. Only the baseboard.
Mhm.
237582 euros.
I'm telling you, base price for H200, if you want to buy it in something resembling a store, is close to 40K.
But this is 237k.
Yeah, with 8 of them.
Yes, but the thing is that this is not funny anymore, because it used to be that you could say that you could sell the kidney and then buy yourself a card. Now you
Yeah,
can't.
yeah. That's the measure or a stick that we should measure with.
No. It's the price of inflation. The kidney is not enough anymore.
Kidney has gone down in value. Basically, what
Yes,
you're saying.
this
Let's
is
not go
this.
there. That's too dark.
No. But I think that I'm going to create. I'm going to create a T-shirt.
Don't.
Just put a H200 on the front, and on the back when kidney is not enough.
Yeah, and walk around with that. That's going to be fun.
Yes. Okay. Let's wrap this thing up.
Let's.
So, as we said, we are not that disinclined to buy a Spark. He's probably
Yet.
going to do it. I'm probably going to buy a bunch of chicken and go grow eggs, because this is my current outlook on the IT infrastructure world that we are living in today.
That's good.
See you in the next episode, and thank you for being with us.
Yeah.
I was Yasmin.
And I'm still with them. Bye.
Okay, see you. Bye.